Welcome to Experience Counts. I'm your host, PC Nguyen.
Let's begin now.
Experience Counts is a podcast covering the trends and innovations happening in experiential retail. By day, I'm a brand and innovation strategist and run my own consultancy called Totem. I help brands align their business strategies around emerging consumer behaviors to help them anticipate what's coming next. I'm bringing those insights to you. I'm speaking to the big movers and shakers in the retail industry, as well as up-and-comers, all from the Philadelphia area. We're here today at Sable Collective in North Philly, which is a women's boutique by Shanti Mayers and Syreeta Scott that features curated products like jewelry, accessories, candles, and clothes. While that already makes it unique in the region, it actually also serves as a community center for minority women with events that happen on Sundays there. Let's listen into a little bit from today's workshop, where the topic is, I Think I Am Angry.
Anger is both an emotional response, but also a physiological response. It lives in the body. So when we think about relieving our anger, we need to also think about how are we engaging our bodies in the process of release, right? Anger, fear, anxiety, all live in the same parts of the brain. So when we are angry, our stress response system comes up, right? They have this analogy that this is our whole brain. And this is our prefrontal cortex, and that's a part of our brain that helps us to make the decisions, to gauge if
Thanks for joining us today, Shanti and Syreeta.
Thanks so much for having us.
Can you tell us a little bit about Sable Collective's mission?
The Sable Collective was started by Syreeta Scott and myself. And as Black women, we wanted to curate the boutique for other women to explore their narratives of joy, beauty, and wellness. So sourcing locally and from sourcing majority from female entrepreneurs and artisans, we offer, just as you mentioned, clothing, jewelry, accessories, housewares that reflect our culture and help us to navigate those three principles.
And it's amazing if you guys walk into the listeners at home, if you walk into the store, which you should definitely come visit, it is packed with stuff expressing those various pillars that you just talked about. It's really cool. Can you tell me then how you came up then with the idea of linking the community event component to the boutique, which is a very unique kind of offering for retail?
Well, it's important that you link to the neighborhoods that you place your business, because those people who walk by your space, you want to always welcome them in. Especially with being in North Philly, we have the opportunity to expose our community to new things, and open them to things that may not have never been in their community, like yoga or therapy, the things that we know that we need, but just never been at our community's reach. Mm-hmm. They've raised us, the community. It's no way that you can ignore the people that live in your community and having a business. It has to be one-on-one. It has to be a synergy, and it has to be a connection.
Mm-hmm. And did you both think of it like, we'll have one event and we'll see how it goes, or how did the actual realization of we need to be connected to the community evolve into an event? I think it
also comes from our need. I'm always inspired by Toni Morrison's quote, if there's a book that's out there that you've never read before, you write it. Nice. So there weren't spaces for us that we could engage with ourselves on a deeper level, aside from just like the superficial retail, putting makeup on to cover, a broken heart, or all these deep things that we as women, as human beings, deal with. So I think we wanted that, and we knew other people needed that. And then we just identified female facilitators in the community that we're excited about creating that space here.
Now, can you go into how that works? You said, the store runs Monday through Saturday, as well as the salon. So the adjacent salon here. So how does that happen? On Sundays, you've dedicated to community events.
Yes.
Is that right?
So with Duafe Holistic Hair Care being closed on Sunday, it affords for us to use the space. So when those facilitators that we find call us and we feel like it is an event that we need, that means the community needs, we're able to then clear the space and make sure that it's adjacent. It's such a blessing that the Sable Collective is adjacent to Duafe that we can use the space.
And how you found the reaction from the community? Because you've had so many different types of events.
I think they're grateful. You know, I know when I'm walking to the store, it's always a pleasant hello. It seems like the things that we're doing has allowed for people to see that we're here just not to take, but really to give.
Mm-hmm. And I see that you have a unique list of programming. Yoga is definitely something that, you know, we see in other stores, but can you tell us a little bit more about some of the ones that are specifically catered to, you know, minority women and the struggles of minority women and struggles of the community?
I'll tell you about a couple that we had in the past. And I want to be clear that we're not necessarily the ones curating all of these, like, oh, we have to have anger management or therapy type of thing or yoga. What ends up happening is that these facilitators come to us, they hear about this, that the space is open, right, or in conversation, we let them know that the space is open, and then they come to us with their ideas. Recently, we had a young girl whose friend was murdered a couple years ago. She's about 26 years old, deeply affected by it. So she created her own foundation and has been dedicated to helping the community. So she offered an interview workshop. So she had young kids, probably in their teens, come in, not even yet 21, come in. She brought in button-up shirts for them and did mock interviews and set them up, you know, that they could take the ties and stuff when they left. So that's an offering that we had. Again, we had more like alternative practices. People are really interested in like African spirituality and alternative practices like Reiki, tarot reading. So these are all things that folks are like, we want to do this. We put it out there to the Sable Collective's audience. Everybody's excited and they show up.
I like this idea of co-creation, and where you're providing the space. One part is, like you said, you are curating, but it's not 100%. You're actually giving something back to the community by saying this is a place for them, right? Just pretty incredible. Now, how do these events in general align with your message when you're picking out the events? How do you make sure that you are able to still maintain the mission and message?
It feels like when people come to us, it's just synergy. It's just it's the topic that's needed. It's the thing that's wanted, and then we flow from there.
If it touches on that joy, beauty, or wellness. So what ends up happening with the events is a lot of wellness based. Like we have the clothing and the jewelry down pat, but it's like the practice of wellness. It's the conditioning your body. It's creating a support group. It's adding some type of supplement to, you know, things that you may not know. So I think the wellness is what really is in alignment with what our 3 pillars are.
Now, I saw that today's event has free childcare. So that's pretty amazing to offer that. And the event is free, and a lot of your events are free as well. So what other examples do you have sort of in that vein that show how you're adapting the events to fit the needs of the participants?
This was Shashina. Is the facilitator of this. She's a community therapist. So the first kickoff for having children, childcare for the event was we were doing mother support events where mothers could come in and kind of talk about what it means to be a mother and the trials and tribulations. And so it just went hand in hand, like, oh, childcare is needed. They're mothers. And so that just made sense for every other event that we have to have that open.
Right.
Again, it's just, there's a need. We gonna fill it. It's not like this, a lot of forethought. Is just in the moment. And I think that's the amazing thing about women of color. Is like, you just show up. There's a need. Oh, I'm going to get my cousin to come watch the kids and it's covered. Okay. That's it.
And I'd like to also say that you two are mothers as well.
Yes.
And so you understand also the need for the help
that is needed.
And I have to say that the 2 kids are very close, just like Syreeta and Shanti. So it's pretty cool. So when you come to the store, hopefully you'll get to see this family, both families. How will you be evolving the store in the Duafe and these events? And how are you planning for that in 2019?
Well, yoga is always a necessary. Especially that we have it here on Mondays at 6:30 is a blessing because it starts off the week. It allows for you to know that, okay, I've been able to have that moment of respite, and now it's time to start all the things that I need to do. On 2019, I would like for us to do some financial fit courses. I would love for us to help our community figure out how, if you don't own a home, how to own a home. We have some amazing CPAs, and we need to get people in here so that if they have any questions, that if they want to start businesses or what have you, that they'll have someone there as an anchor and as a support. So I'm really excited about the mothering classes and the financial classes.
I'm excited. We've started doing that to offer, again, more alternative wellness practices. Okay. We have somebody that's in the space that's here more like 2 times a week that does Reiki. So becoming a resource, a consistent resource, not just like a pop-up or this is an event that's happening once a month, but like, oh, I can always go there. This person's available to me for my health twice a week, and being known for that and being consistent and showing up in many ways to be that, to fill that gap for community wellness space for women of color.
Yeah. So the people actually don't have to wait for it to come up. They can actually schedule it in as part of, all their other sort of responsibilities or tasks during the day, right? They're scheduling. Yeah,
it's just the same way that there's soap, this amazing soap that's here. It's also, I'm going to go get my Reiki session and then buy the soap and get my hair done.
Yeah.
And then, maybe do some yoga. Yeah. Like to create that space, that holistic space is our mission and what we're doing.
So being that this is very community oriented, as you grow Sable Collective, how do you plan to scale and still keep that sort of messaging? And if you open another store, for example.
Yeah, I think we'll find a way to do that. I know that this space, or if we outgrow this space, the next space is intentionally going to have enough space to hold all of the folks that we have relationships with and brought along. Okay. So that's just like asking, how are you going to have extra jackets?
Right.
Because it's going to be built into what we're doing.
Yeah.
It has to happen. That's who we are.
Yeah. And I'm curious, because this is such a female-centered space, because there's not many in the city, how is the reaction from the men who support the women? Are they also looking for spaces like this? Is there an opportunity there?
There is an opportunity, and I'm excited to figure it out. And we're excited to figure it out, because oftentimes when men come in, like, where's the men's section? I'm like, it's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming. It's coming. Thank you for making us aware that we have to think about you, but it's coming.
And I'd like to ask you about your social media. I know you guys have, people coming from, all corners of the earth coming to visit you. I've heard about, groups of people coming by. So I'd like to see that, you're using social media as a way to, also push who you are, push your message and your branding. How does that coming through with the community events and what people can get out of the community events? How are you using social media to?
That's how we get the word out. Social media is the horse that sends the message. Social media is great because not only can it be shared from our platforms, but then other people can share it and just, virally spreads. And it just provides the visual and the wording that we need. It reflects I think it's the magnet that draws just the right person with our messaging and the imagery that we share. But basically it's what gets the word out. If we didn't have the Facebook, we didn't have the Instagram, or if we were just solely relying on the facilitators network, I don't think we would have the outcome that we've been having.
Yeah. I
think we offer a unique spin on, like, I've never seen a workshop about anger.
Me neither.
Yoga is everywhere.
Right.
Yoga for colored people is a little bit more rare, but yeah, I think, and I shout out to all the facilitators that come to us with these ideas, and they talk with people and they know what's needed, and we offer the space and share the information, and then it happens.
I was thinking like you could even turn this like into a YouTube series or
you got ideas?
Even a podcast.
Join the team.
Like a podcast, by the Enterprise Center.
No, we've talked about we've talked about this. We talked about it.
Will be a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that also helps like bring people to the store, bring people to the salon.
That's also the great thing is that when we first started the business, the location was like, oh, we don't have the walking traffic. And Syreeta was like, but we're going to have events. And we were like, yeah, we're going to have events. And then it was like, well, what kind of events? And that's, again, when it all started happening.
So what about challenges that you've encountered as you've been building up the events, bringing people to the store?
Well, some of the challenges, I think we've done a good job of trying to figure it out. But what I would say the biggest challenge that we have is getting people in here for certain events. Like when we first decided to do events, we're like, oh, we have to do a book club. Oh, some amazing books, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. No one wanted to come. It was surprised. A great book.
It's like a very easy one in a way. It's like people love talking about books.
We thought. Yeah, but it's funny, depending upon the event, we have now learned certain things don't really fly in here.
Interesting.
We tried to have a party. I don't know why, but that didn't fly either. I thought everybody would love to drop it, in the middle. And it was raining. So there are times, and the Eagles were playing,
So you're
going to do something to dance over watching the Eagles. But, there's a large population. It's like, maybe not. So those are some of the challenges.
And just not getting discouraged behind it. If people don't show up, just keep persevering. Mm-hmm. That's it. But we've been lucky and people have been responding really, really well. So space. Hopefully our next challenge is going to be, we don't have enough space for everybody.
Yeah.
Take that.
So can we say to our listeners that to look out for you guys somewhere else in 2019 where this is under wraps for now?
No, I think, should we let the cat out of the bag? So we are going to stay in North Philadelphia. This will be our wellness space in conjunction with Duafe for hair, but we're really super excited that we will be in the new fashion district, which was formerly known as the Gallery. We have a space there. 2019. So again, it's just going to be a little micro shot satellite of Sable and Duafe together. They're still going to be together so you can get your hair done by the best, the most legendary hair salon of Philadelphia. And also get some crystals and fly glasses and a jacket all in one place. So
wow.
We're super excited about that and very uncomfortable because it's very new. It's so
it's
new.
Great. This is where to talk about this stuff.
It's unreal.
When you're pregnant the first couple of weeks, you don't share with anyone. You're like, oh my God, I got to wait until I'm like 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we are slowly moving toward what God has in store.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a lot of charter schools around where the fashion district, which was the Gallery. So our goal is to help create jobs, help create opportunities. There's so many things that we can do, even in not having the space that we have here. It's just really about engaging who's in the environment and figuring out a way how we can always stay connected.
I think it's going to be an interesting task because it's such a different demo. Right. You're going to have
So
really
we have to figure out what the need is over there, but still grounded here because we have the space here. We have more space here at Duafe.
Yeah.
And we have a demographic that has needs. Yeah. So we're not just going to up and leave.
Yeah. It could be like a showcase for what you do
exactly
at your headquarters, basically, your flagship.
Yep.
Exactly. That's really cool.
Yeah, we're excited.
Well, congratulations on that. And thanks for sharing with us these amazing news.
Exclusive.
Heard it here first with PC.
This is what we're here for. This is why we're here. Got to grab these, these announcements. So before we go, is there any last thoughts that you want to, use the audience as a call out to help you on anything?
Yeah, being as though we're going to be in these new spaces, we need as many talented, excited, intelligent, ambitious facilitators, but just facilitators that really want to serve, to join us on this mission to help women of color narrate their narratives of joy, beauty, and wellness.
And can you tell us where we can connect with you, after this, that all the listeners can come in and find you?
Sure. The Sable Collective in Duafe are located in North Philadelphia, 3133 North 22nd Street. You can follow us and see what upcoming events we have on all of our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's the Sable Collective. On Instagram, it's at the Sable Collective. And our website is www.thesablecollective.com.
Great. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for letting us hang out with you today.
So an anger cue might be, I start to clench my fist. That's a physical cue, right? So when something makes you upset, can you be aware of what your body starts to do? Do you start to clench your jaw? Do you clench your fist? Do you curl up your lips? Do you start to pace back and forth? That's your body telling you you're starting to get angry, right? So noticing your physical cues. A cognitive cue might be, I might start.
If you like this episode, make sure to subscribe to Experience Counts. We have some really terrific guests shining the light on different aspects of retail experiences, and there's going to be something new for everyone. Please go to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you find your favorite shows to give us a review so that we can get recommended to more people. Experience Counts is a production of the Enterprise Center's Grit Studios, which provides resources for minority entrepreneurs in Philly and the surrounding region. Also go to the Enterprise Center's LinkedIn page so you don't miss out on announcements of our next episodes. And from there, you can share them with your friends and colleagues. See you next time. Of our next episodes. And from there, you can share them with your friends and colleagues. See you next time.